Hi there, using Kuretake graphite colours today and just drawing out with a size 10 paintbrush some stone shapes of various sizes, using different graphite colours with each stone just to make them look a little bit different from each other, adding additional colour on top just to deepen in certain areas so they look a little bit more realistic. These graphite colours have subtle colour variations. Whilst the paint is still wet, I've grabbed some metallic colours. I just want to add a bit of glitz to this. I think it looks a bit dull, and I wanted to just add a little bit of texture. So just liberally adding some gold paint there to the centres of the stones. Not worrying if the colours mix into each other, just letting that happen. Let your painting dry and then grab some metallic pens and black fine liners, outlining one of the stones here and then joining the middle stone to some of the outside stones by just drawing straight lines following the curve of the stone and joining onto that outer stone there. Just continuing round with that line shape, sort of anchoring down the centre stone with the stones that are nearest to it with these little lines, just continuing round following the shape of that centre stone. Turning the page as needed just to get the angle that you want, and continue that shape round until that's fully completed. I've got a black fine liner here and just adding some little dots sort of in between each dot that I've put on the previous line, just to give it a sort of different look. If you don't want to use the black fine liner, you could use the gold pen that you used to draw the lines initially, and that will give a different look. This actually reminds me of In the Morning and Dew on a Spider's Web. When I look at it, that's what that reminds me of. So I'm just continuing round just so that I get all of those lines completed with their little circles on. With a gold pen, I'm just drawing some round circles in the negative spaces in between these stones. Just wanted a different look here, and then just to make them a little bit more bolder, outlining with a black fine liner pen. On the stone here, there's a lighter section on that stone, so I'm just drawing some lines on there. That actually offers a little bit of shading, and I quite like the look of that, so doing it on a couple of the stones. Drawing some lines on the stone now with a gold gel pen. This is really subtle. It depends on the light, how it hits the page, as to how you can see these little gold lines, and just adding some detail there around that stone. Adding some gold dust here, just as it comes out it gets a little bit more spaced out, and then just adding some circles around that gold dust, and then changing my pen to a black fine liner just to make it a little bit bolder. Again, some more lines on the lighter part of that stone just to give a little bit of shading, and just adding detail where I see is needed. You could use different colour paints or pens for a more bolder look. I wanted it all to be sort of from the same colour palette, so very subdued, just having a look at a brown, gold and black colour palette. Adding semicircles to the line here, and then going and circling some gold marks that are around this stone. I hope you like this. If you like this, maybe you'll consider liking and subscribing. If you want to leave a message, that would be great. I'll come back to you. If you have any questions, I can answer those. Or if you just want to leave a comment on what your opinion is on this video and this art, that would be great. I've done some chain linkage here just around some of the stones, and that looks really nice, I think. And then these drape chains from a couple of the stones here. Again, making it bolder by outlining with a fine liner pen, and then adding some little details around the negative space, just really filling up the page. Sometimes I just want to carry on, so I just continue until my page is full. You may not want to do that. There may be a stage where you want to stop, and that's fine, just stop. I've got some gold ink here, and just opening that up, and I've got a silicone tool which I'm just dipping into the ink and then just adding it onto the page. Quite like using this silicone tool, really easy to clean, you don't ruin any of your brushes. So just dipping it in, adding some dots here and there just to highlight the stone, and doing a circular kind of shape here, just changing the shapes as I go around. Not worrying too much about where the ink goes, I'm just going with the flow and see how I feel about it. So I think art is more about how you feel at the time, and it gives you a great feeling just doing the art, but it sort of comes from within, so just be free to it and just enjoy yourself. Adding some little dots again here, moving to the next stone, and then just adding some star shapes, putting like a dot of ink in the middle and pulling out from the middle with your silicone tool, or it can be a brush, to make these lovely little star shapes. I'm sure with the coming months you may want to make star shapes, Christmas cards, etc. They would look really good on that. So some more little dots here, just having a bit of fun with it, drawing out here just to make some shapes, and just continuing with my last stone just to fill up some of the space, just to make it pretty, and when you move the page you will see that gold glisten. I've got my gold pen here that I've used throughout the painting, and I'm just outlining the page just to make a lovely clean border, so when you pull off that masking tape you will have a frame for your picture if you haven't already got one. So just pulling that tape off and to reveal your lovely painting, and then when you lift it up and point it towards a light, you can see a lovely shine coming from that ink. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I really have, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a good day.